Bipolar disorder. Those are two words we hear a lot about these days. But what does bipolar disorder mean and what causes it? Well, we decided to call on our experts at Horizon Behavioral Health, and joining me to talk about bipolar disorder today is Dr. Ebony Gaffney. Hi, Dr. Gaffney. It's great to see you. So let's talk about bipolar disorder. What actually is bipolar disorder and what causes it?
Bipolar disorder is a brain disorder where you have an extreme shift of moods, where you will have a high and a low. And that means that this can last between 3 to 5 days, 7 to 10 days, either one. We tend to call the highs manic episodes and the lows depressive episodes. A person would switch between the two given time or over time. Some of the symptoms that are inherited or built into that will be extreme thoughts, and your behavior follows your thoughts, whether it's lack of sleep, creative ideas, you're doing multiple things at the same time, or you can't get out of bed, you feel worse about yourself, or you even become suicidal. The cause is to be determined. They do not know yet if there is a cause, but what we do, we look at family history, we look at symptomology or symptoms of what you're experiencing so we can get a better idea of what you're experiencing so we can diagnose it. Genetically, we don't know. There's no genetic marker or test that tells us you have bipolar. So with that in mind, we have to get really good history about what you're experiencing, what you have experienced in order to know if you have that diagnosis.
So at Horizon Behavioral Health, how is bipolar diagnosed?
Through just the same way as you and I are talking. So you would come in, and most of the time people come in with a complaint of depression. Because bipolar can have depressive episodes, most likely when a person's that depressed, they'll seek help. So they'll come in, we'll ask a series of questions, so then we can identify or categorize your symptoms that may or may not fit the bipolar diagnosis. What we'll do then, from that point, we'll ask you other questions, so then determine what you're experiencing, if it fit the criteria for diagnosis. And if it does fit the criteria for diagnosis, then we will talk about treatment options. But there's no test, but it's a lot of history gathering. It's helpful to bring a family member, and that will also give us good history to say, yes, they've done this, yes, they've done that. Some of the scenarios we've heard sometimes, and it's different for everybody. So they may say, I can't keep a job. They may say that relationships are hard to keep. Not sleeping for 3 to 5 days, and when I'm up, I am doing laundry, I am cleaning and doing my schoolwork, all at the same time. And at times, these symptoms can lead to perceptual disturbances, where someone may become paranoid or delusional in such a way to where they need hospitalized.
So what is the difference when we think of bipolar depression? Is there a difference between bipolar depression and unipolar depression?
There is. So again, like I was saying, bipolar, think of two extremes.
Okay.
When you think of unipolar, that just means one. So that one episode of depression. If you are depressed, you may have never in your lifetime ever have had what you call a euphoric or a high mood or a manic mood. That's unipolar depression, because the person can still be functional. So when we look at bipolar, we look at dysfunctional behavior that inhibits socialization, that inhibits daily activities, that inhibits you from being who you need to be part of this world, per se. So at the same time, bipolar disorder can have an episode of depression. So the best way to distinguish bipolar versus unipolar is the history.
So bipolar disorder is something that Horizon Behavioral Health specializes in. How is it treated?
So yes, it is not curable, but treatable.
Okay.
The first key is education. Understanding what it is, understanding what it means to you, because everybody is different, and understanding what treatment options are available to you based on who you are. So you can it starts off as early, late teenage, early adolescent, early college years is where we have about, I think it's 2.8% of the population are diagnosed during that time frame. Then from there you get older, you get better at life, right? You hope. So oftentimes a lot of symptoms resolve themselves, but if you get treated early, the trajectory of life improves. If you don't get treatment and you consistently have these episodes, then you consistently will have problems, and it makes it harder to treat. You treat with medication to help lessen the euphoric feeling, and you take medication to heighten the depressive feeling. So it's the right combination. Those are usually called mood stabilizers.
To find that even ground.
Yes, to find that even ground, so that's called a mood stabilizer.
So, Dr. Gaffney, a lot of viewers watching right now, maybe they're experiencing symptoms or they have a loved one who they see experiencing some symptoms. What should they do? I mean, where can they get more information? What would you say to them?
There's NAMI, the National Association of Mental Illness. There are bipolar groups, support groups in the community, either online or in person. There's so many options to get help for bipolar disorder that you don't have to live alone or be by yourself suffering with this disorder.
Dr. Gaffney, thank you so much for all of your information on bipolar disorder and for all the work that you do with Horizon Behavioral Health. It's always great to see you.
Thank you.
If you'd like more information on bipolar disorder or Horizon Behavioral Health or any of our coastal experts, all you have to do is go to our Coastal Experts page. You'll find that on our website, wsav.com.